There is a story we are told from the beginning. That talent is everything. That some people are born ahead. That success is reserved for the gifted, the lucky, the naturally exceptional. And quietly, that story becomes an excuse. An excuse to wait. An excuse to hesitate. An excuse to stop short of effort when progress slows. Because if talent is the deciding factor, then discipline feels optional. But here is the truth they don't teach you. Talent may open a door, but discipline decides who stays in the room. This video is not an attack on talent. Talent exists. Ability exists. Natural advantage exists. But none of them last without discipline. This is about silent aggression, the kind that doesn't announce itself, doesn't demand recognition, and doesn't need validation. The aggression of showing up, again, and again, and again. While others rely on bursts of brilliance, disciplined people build inevitability. Talent feels impressive because it is visible. We notice the quick learner, the natural speaker, the effortless performer. What we don't notice is what happens over time. Talent accelerates early progress, but it often creates fragility. When things come easily, effort feels optional. When effort feels optional, discipline never develops. And when resistance finally appears, talent alone collapses. Discipline, on the other hand, grows slowly, quietly, almost invisibly, but it compounds. And compounding always beats intensity. Many talented people peak early, not because they lack potential, but because they never learned how to struggle. They are praised for results, not effort. They are rewarded for outcomes, not process. So when progress stalls, as it always does, they interpret resistance as a sign they are no longer meant for it. Disciplined people interpret resistance differently. They see it as confirmation. If this is hard, I'm finally doing real work. Discipline does not look impressive at first. It looks repetitive. It looks boring. It looks unremarkable. There is no applause for showing up on time, no recognition for consistency, no praise for quiet execution. But discipline does not need attention. It needs time. Because once enough time passes, discipline becomes undeniable. The person who trains quietly surpasses the person who relies on bursts of talent. Every time, there is a dangerous phase most people never survive, the phase where effort is high, but results are still invisible. This is where talent feels useless and discipline feels pointless, so people quit, not because it isn't working, but because it hasn't paid them yet. Disciplined people understand delay. They know progress is happening below the surface. Roots before fruit. Structure before strength. Process before payoff. Aggression is often misunderstood as force directed outward. But the most powerful aggression is internal. It is aggression against excuses, against distraction, against emotional inconsistency. Silent discipline says, I do not negotiate with how I feel. It does not argue. It does not explain itself. It executes. This is why disciplined people appear calm. There is no internal debate draining their energy. Talent performs best when conditions are right, when motivation is high, when energy is available, when confidence is intact. Discipline performs regardless. Discipline works when you are tired, when you are bored, when no one is watching. That is why discipline is reliable, and reliability beats brilliance over time. The human mind craves novelty. Discipline removes novelty. Same routine, same standards, same execution. At first, this feels restrictive, but over time, it becomes liberating. Because consistency removes decision fatigue. It removes emotional dependency. It removes friction. You stop asking if. You only decide how. There is a moment when disciplined people separate from the rest. It doesn't happen loudly. There is no announcement. It happens gradually. While others rely on talent, and stop when it's hard. Disciplined people continue. One day, the gap becomes visible, and by then, it's too late to catch up quickly. Talent creates expectation. Discipline creates evidence. Expectation collapses under pressure. Evidence reinforces identity. When you show up daily, you trust yourself, not because you believe, but because you have proof. That is real confidence. Boring means repeatable. Repeatable means scalable. Scalable means unstoppable. People chase excitement and burn out. Disciplined people embrace boredom and compound. They don't need variety. They need consistency. When no one is watching, discipline becomes internalized. You stop doing it for outcomes. You stop doing it for praise. You do it because it is who you are. That is identity-level discipline. And identity is the most powerful force in behavior. Attention is fleeting. Opportunity is earned. Opportunity goes to those who are reliable under pressure, those who execute without drama, those who deliver without excuses. That is discipline. When talent meets discipline, the result is extraordinary. But discipline must come first, because discipline shapes talent into something durable. Without discipline, talent breaks under pressure. With discipline, talent becomes lethal. Disciplined people make others uncomfortable, not because they judge, but because they remind. They remind others of what is possible with consistency, and that reminder is difficult to ignore. You don't start big, you start daily. You choose non-negotiables. You reduce decision points. You remove emotional dependence. Discipline is built by repetition, not intensity. Talent shines early. Discipline wins late. If you care about longevity, not applause, discipline is the only option. This is the aggression they don't teach you. Not loud, not reckless. The aggression of consistency. The refusal to disappear when things slow down. The decision to keep going when others fade. Talent will impress people. Discipline will replace them. Because in the end, silent discipline beats talent every time, and it does so without asking for recognition.